Monday morning, back from a vacay with the wife. I don't feel right being at work. Nah, I feel right at home. All right, update on the red Integra we pushed outside the other day. The owner's very annoying. Blowed my cell phone up all weekend. Shouldn't have gave him the number. But yeah, we got to go ahead to finish everything. So go ahead and doing that. Heads back off, going to the machine shop today. Black car's buttoned up, waiting on a boost controller. Then well, boost controller, and we got to go get some E85 for it. We'll have to drain what 93's in the tank and try again. Greg's cars, well, one of Greg's mini cars showed back up this weekend while I was gone. All motor car, motor popped. We ain't had shit to do with that. He bought that one like it was. Just a bunch of other things going on this week. I think Eddie worked on his CRX some, and I guess I'm gonna turn this off and answer the damn telephone. All right, guys. Got this 95 Subaru Legacy. Looks like a hunk of junk. Some people it might be special because the steering wheel is on the wrong side, on the right side. It's a mail car we're fixing for a customer. He's a mailman. He'd rather drive something with the steering wheel on the right side. Make his job a little easier. So we're gonna get this thing going for him. It come in, would not crank. Starter wouldn't get no signal. Well, we found out the starter was bad. We've replaced the starter. It now has signal, starter works. Everything's good. We do got to button up a bunch of stuff. The shift linkage under the car is not hooked up. Mass airflow sensor, the air box ain't on. There's just a bunch of crap hanging that needs to be done. All the belts on the front need to be put on. Power steering line need to be hooked up. Fans need to be put on. I believe the radiator needs to be changed. There's something of this nature. The list just goes on and on. It's a humongous project. We're gonna get it to where the customer can drive it home though, and that'll be it for this one. All right, to recap on the Integra, the head is still at the machine shop. He overnighted 2 exhaust valves for us. They were unusable, so we'll be able to pick that up at lunchtime. Customer also contacted me. This intake manifold and throttle body is going in the scrap pile. Gonna order him a Skunk 2 intake manifold and throttle body. Unfortunately, his call. Don't really care about the intake manifolds, but the throttle bodies I don't care for. Just too much sticking and hanging going on. But if that's what he wants, that's what he wants. That's what he's gonna get. Let me go ahead and order those parts right now so I can have them on the way. Checking in on the right hand drive Subaru Legacy. Airbox is on. Jeremy got a bunch of the vacuum lines and stuff hooked up. He's chasing a bolt for the power steering right now, the banjo bolt. Radiator is bad. So the customer supplied the wrong one. Jeremy's after the right one in the junkyard. And I believe that'll be it. Once we get that in, should be ready to go.
We got some injuries in this. God damn.
It's got white meat coming out.
What?
God damn.
Bro. That's the good shit.
Damn, James bleeding on the floor.
What the fuck is coming out of your finger, dude?
I don't know what that is.
It's skin. It's fucking clean skin. It's not fucking, it ain't fucking greasy skin. It's clean. That's all it is.
Dude, what the fuck is that shit?
It does not look like skin.
It is, I'm telling you.
You want to see something cool?
Huh? Yeah, they'll fix that shit for cheaper than...
They've got them fat fingers.
I got that leaky leak. Went to the doctor, fingers taped up. Greg's about to crank this thing. He said he blowed it up, but we got to hear it.
Crank it back up. It ain't gonna hurt it. It's already messed up.
That's not a rod knot.
Yes, it is.
What?
Fuck it is.
That is a rod. Crank it up.
Yeah, yes it is, bro.
It's a broken rod.
I don't know. I think you lost your oil pump chain or something. All right, guys. Intake's off. I got the fuel injectors out. Got them in the flow bench over here. Customer decided he wanted to flow the injectors to make sure everything's of count and everything's going to be okay when we get this thing put back together. Let's go for around 40 seconds. That's our RPM, our pulse width. Kick it down. Let's run her. Get that pressure up. Now we got pressure about 40. Appears we do have some issues here. Might have been a good thing we did this. Yeah, we'll stick them in the cleaner, ultrasonic cleaner, and we'll be back. All right, injectors are in the cleaner. Turn this thing on. We're gonna run it for 15 minutes, should be fine. Go ahead and turn this on. There we go, just count down. Nothing we do now but wait. Machine shop got our head done for the red Integra. Fresh full valve job, seals the whole 9 yards. I got to assemble this thing. All the parts in here need to go back in here. I'll get this thing back together and we'll be back. Then she goes on the car. All right, injectors in the machine. Let's try the same test again. For injector cleaning services, get in touch. They're now ready to throw back in. All right, doo-doo head dummies. We got this red EG on the dyno that was pushing water. Gonna go over the tune, just pull some boost out of it and gradually add it back in. We changed the head studs. I was hoping the head studs had issues and we're allowing the head to lift under boost. Can't find any cracks in the sleeves or anything of that nature. This one's been giving us a hard time. But gonna run it and see what she does this time, since it's got a new head gasket and new head studs. With the birds. Now let me see if I can get
Show them what we're doing.
They farted in the seat. pull was on 12 pounds. Well, there was 2 pulls there, but the red one, I guess I had to knock the dirt off the tire. It spun a good bit. Didn't do anything differently for that second pull. But she made 368 when she was spinning for power and 269 torque. And that's on 12 PSI. I'm gonna turn the boost controller up. It's got a manual one on here. Give it a couple turns. There's 3 turns to be exact, and we'll see what that does. That pull was a whopping 395, 291 for torque, and that was on 14 PSI. Well guys, this one's still pushing water. I done unstrapped it. I ended up turning the boost controller back down, putting the overflow tube into a bucket, and yeah, it just pushes water as soon as it goes into boost. Boost pressure is escaping into the coolant system, but there's not a crack in the sleeve. The head has been pressure tested. The head gasket's good. The block is straight. The head surface is straight. This one's kind of stumped me. I'm gonna contact the customer, see what he wants to do. I'm thinking there's a hairline crack in the block somewhere. Things vibrate, things get hot. You can drive it all you want, not in boost. As soon as you put it in boost, she pushes boost pressure into the coolant system, and you know what happens. But somewhere there's a hairline crack, I think, or the sleeve might be walking around. Who fucking knows? Kind of over it. In my opinion, if it was my car, I know the head's good. We just went all the way through it. It's redone. I would take all the internals out of my block. This is a open deck block, still stock sleeves. It was upwards of close to 500 horsepower. So if it was mine, I'd pull it apart, CSS block, reuse my same rods and pistons as long as they were still of count and good shape, put them in the new block with CSS and try again. Pretty sure the issue is in that block. And I've looked everywhere with the block in the car assembled. I have not been given the go-ahead to pull it out, take it all apart, but that's what needs to happen here. I'm gonna move on to the next job. Thursday morning here. Got the head back on this one. Got the timing belt and water pump in this morning, so we're going to go ahead and put that on. The old one is of no count. Skunk 2 intake manifold and throttle body should arrive via UPS today. Hopefully we'll get that on there too, and this thing will be done. Move on to some other stuff. The Subaru I didn't show you, but she's gone. Got it running. This hatchback has returned back once again. We got to fix the axle seal. It's leaking, as well as get the car tuned. I believe that's it. I think there's another couple small issues to tend to. I got to check the list. Jeremy got the cam seals in this one. Buttoned up a couple other things like an axle seal that was leaking fluid all over the place. Valve lash is done on this one. Valve cover on, timing belt, water pump. No intake manifold and throttle body because they just came in via UPS. Get started on putting those on while Jeremy finishes that up. That'll probably be the remainder of the day. Got this one put together. Went to try to fill the radiator up though. There's a hole in the radiator. When applying pressure, it squirts out where the radiator fan is. So we're gonna have to resolve that tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday because it's a holiday weekend, 3-day weekend. No water in there, but I want to see if she'll fire up. Found a couple holes in the header too, so I'm pretty sure she'll be loud. Engine light is on. We had an IAT code earlier. I did not fix that wiring. Need to do that. But no coolant in it, so I can't let it run long. Sounds like it's hitting on all four though. We had bent valves on here previously. Had a couple intake and a couple exhaust. I guarantee when I give it gas, you'll hear the leak from the header. This one's almost complete. We got a customer's EM1 on the dyno, B16 rod and piston combo. Had some issues with VTEC not working at first, but we've got that squared away. That's our first pull with VTEC. 6.5 PSI, making 232 horsepower. Put a bigger spring in the wastegate and we're gonna give her a go. Alright, that pulled 9.5 pounds. Clutch did slip. Maybe it was the tire. I'll check that here next. But that made 266 on 9 PSI is what I saw in the car. So that last pull, the clutch still slipped a little bit, but it was a much cleaner run. Held a little more. Made 268 and 181 foot-pounds of torque, and again, that's on 9.5 PSI. recap on the car that was on the dyno. We left it where it was at, 268 on 9.5 psi. The dyno does read 11.2 there, but she reads high. It was only seeing 9.5 on the car, but the problem was his head gasket was not holding up. As you can see, the floor, I had to clean up the mess. He's gone now. But yeah, it would only push water in boost. So he's going home to put a head gasket on it and torque it down a little tighter. And I think he's gonna try again. But it was on the way to making good power. I don't see why it wouldn't have made 300, maybe a tick over. If we could have got it around 10, 11 PSI. We did have an issue with the clutch slipping though, so I don't think we would have got there. I forgot all about that. But it's said and done. I'm out of here for the week.